out goofing around in the Panamint Valley. Been here before, and they have these things called the Panamint Dunes, so I figured I'd give it a go. It's a hike. And let me tell you, desert distances are deceiving. I parked. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's actually way down in the valley. But I'm almost to my destination, which is the top of that sand dune right there, which looks to be the highest in the area. So we'll trudge on up, get a photo from the top. The best time to capture photos in the desert is in the early morning or the late afternoon when the shadows are long and very defined. Now comes the fun part. I'm almost to the top, which is right there. There. So I get to take my shoes off and do it barefoot. Get a little grounded. So looking forward to getting my toes in the sand. Toes in the sand. Looks like there's various creatures that have created a little freeway on the dunes. They must come out at night when the weather's a little cooler, but it looks like there's 4 or 5 different species of beetles by the type of prints that they leave, as well as some small rodents like kangaroo rats, and even some birds, probably a raven, hanging out in the dunes. I was pretty lucky to catch this one little beetle brave enough to come out in the morning sun cruising around the dunes. This was pretty cool. I followed one of the tracks and it just kind of disappeared into the sand and left a little mound. So I had to dig it up and see what was in there, and found this little beetle seeking a little refuge from the heat. Well, I made it to the top of the highest sand dune in Panamint Valley. I think they're called the Panamint Dunes. I'll give you a little panoramic shot of where I'm at. It's pretty amazing. Took a little bit of effort to get here. I'm guessing the trail is going to be about 6 miles round trip. And when I say trail, I think the recent storms maybe kind of washed the trail out, so really wasn't able to follow a trail. I just kind of bushwhacked. When I say bushwhacked, I guess there's not many bushes, but I cross country, just kind of picked a point in the distance I wanted to get to, which was the sand dune, and just kept trudging along. So yeah, what a beautiful day. It's probably in the mid-70s now. I think it's supposed to get to 90 degrees today. I'll try to get back to the truck by 11. Stay hydrated. Here's a great shot of Panamint Valley and a little finger point of where my truck is parked. As always, I like to stack some rocks on my hike, so here's a couple of the stacks that I did. There were a couple of sections that made the hike challenging. Looked like the storms, multiple storms over a period of years, had come through and really cut out some big gullies with 5 to 10 foot sheer walls on both sides. So you just had to do a little looking around to find a entry point, head down into the gully, and then look for an exit point on the other side. So doable, but again, a little challenging at times. As always, I keep my eyes open for snakes, Didn't see anything moving around, but I did see this track that was very interesting. Snake must have been fairly large because he left a deep indentation in the sand. I followed it one way and it looked like it just kind of went into the bushes. And then I followed it the other way. And going the other way, it looked like it went into a hole or possibly came out of the hole. Would have been nice to see it, but I'm guessing he was taking cover from the heat already. Well, I made it back to the truck safely after an amazing and enjoyable adventure hiking to the Panamint spring sand dunes. One thing that made it so enjoyable was I was the only one out here. So it's kind of a nice experience to have. Not a bunch of people all lined up trying to get to someplace beautiful. So I definitely recommend it. Camping out here is restricted. You have to get 1 mile out from the main road, and then there's a few little pull-outs. Where I ended up was at the trailhead right here, and there's a little sign that has a list of things you can't do. Can't have a fire, can't have a dog, so no fires. You can hike, can't have a dog, and you can't ride a bike. But it doesn't say anything about no camping. And one thing that somebody did do out here when they were camping, they cleared a nice little area for their tent, a little flat area. That's pretty cool. But it's a great little valley to explore, Panamint Valley. So if you ever get the chance, I highly recommend that you get out here and enjoy our beautiful world. The hike ended up being 8.71 miles with 1,000 feet of elevation gained.